$20.71.
Holy schmolies! $20.71
Before tax.
before taxes. Man, what's it made out of gold?
With tax, $22.46.
$22.46. Holy shit! God damn! God damn!
Yo, welcome back, guys. So, Web3 is heating up by the day. I believe I have found the most bullish summarization of where we sit today by the man, the myth, the legend, future Steve Jobs. If you have trouble absorbing the material from this clip, I would suggest watching it back until you have a good understanding of the ins and outs. I think if you can get what is being sort of conveyed in this message, you likely are going to be in the top 1% terms of forward-thinking, forward-looking, grasp, understanding of where we are, and you'll be in position to benefit financially.
So Utopia addresses this for corporations and governments that would really like to have private internet computers in the form of like a kind of private cloud technology. And Utopia is actually an acronym, stands for Unstoppable, Tamper-Proof, Open Platform for Independent Autonomy. It's a new acronym for a new technology. So Utopia Clouds directly address some key challenges and cost centers. So the two that it really focuses on are, number one, cybercrime. So cybercrime globally is predicted to cost $9.2 trillion this year, which is almost unimaginable amount. And it's causing growing societal, economic, and sort of national interest harm. And the other cost center that Utopia focuses on is the productivity of IT personnel. The world will actually spend $2 trillion on IT personnel this year. That's like $2,000 billion globally. So when you're spending that kind of money, it's very important on people. It's very important that they're productive. And we want to multiply their productivity by orders of magnitude because IT personnel spend a lot of time just chasing complexity. So Utopia software technology creates game-changing private serverless clouds. A different kind of serverless cloud than you'll see on Amazon. It stores data too. And these private serverless clouds are created by transparent open source technology. And you can build on them without any current IT. And that means you have no dependencies. The environment's created by open source software, and you don't need things like databases and application servers and all that old stuff. So you control these private clouds that you create with Utopia technology. You can create sovereign clouds on home country hardware. So, many governments are very concerned today that when they build on big tech, all their confidential, sensitive data is ending up in a foreign jurisdiction on their suppliers' hardware. And in fact, even if you use software from big tech, there's a thing called the, for example, American Cloud Act, and that requires that these software vendors can backdoor your data to American authorities, even if the data is stored outside of the US. So, Utopia can provide a solution for countries that want to create their own cloud systems where all of the data and computation stays in the country and all of the software is transparent and open source, so there are no backdoors. On the other hand, if you're not worried about the sovereignty of your data, you can use existing cloud services to create private clouds. So you can run a private cloud over the top. And again, it's just like the internet computer. You don't need firewalls and anti-malware and other fallible cybersecurity to protect your applications, which can be very important for corporations and governments because cybersecurity is becoming a bigger and bigger problem. And your applications will be immune to cyber attack, and they also cannot crash. And there are other benefits too relating to productivity, which we'll get to. So just generally, like, why do we care about this? The reason is that web applications and systems are societal foundations, and societal foundations need to be robust, and even big tech data centers go down, right? Glitch and go down. I mean, you may have heard that the New York subway stopped working because East Coast Amazon Web Services data center went down. And there are other risks: cyber attacks, state sabotage, terrorism. It's only a matter of time before, you know, drones fly into some data center somewhere. And if you're in Europe, you're especially aware of this. So UTOPIA is built using Internet Computer Protocol, and it creates these like UTOPIA clouds using replication and a computer science technique called Byzantine fault tolerance. Essentially, it's a cloud created by a mathematically secure network. And your UTOPIA cloud will continue running, and all of the systems and services it's hosting will continue running without interruption, without corruption. If individual data centers go down, and even if there's a malicious insider at the data center, a subset of the data centers that can access the hardware and do malicious things, corrupt the data on the machines and change the messages and so on, it still doesn't break your cloud. So what's really attractive to, I think, a lot of governments, UTOPIA is, by the way, a new venture, a spin-out from Definity. We got some POCs going, and a lot of governments are really keen to create sovereign clouds where there's no foreign backdoors, and all of the computational data stays in their own country. So UTOPIA can be used with home country hardware to do exactly that, and it avoids the need to surrender sensitive data to foreign technology providers, and at the same time, nobody can hack in because it's immune to cyber attack. If you have a country with geographical barriers that make it difficult to create good internet connectivity, it's even possible to create UTOPIA clouds by combining compute capacity in data centers using satellite connectivity like Starlink. Finally, if you don't care about the sovereignty of data and you maybe just want convenience, you can actually spin up a UTOPIA cloud over existing big tech clouds. So in this example, one's been spun up over Azure, Google, and IBM. And what's really nice is there's no vendor lock-in. At any time, you can just swap out your existing big tech cloud providers if they become too expensive. So now we get to the third context, which again is new. This is running, and talk to me if you want to get a sense of how this actually works. But Internet Computer Protocol has various features that make it ideal for AI to build on solo. So the future is going to look very different. So today, first of all, this is today's paradigm when you create a web application, right? If you're an individual and you want to create a web application, you kind of have to start learning. There's a bunch of technical skills you need to absorb and master, HTML, CSS, and so on, just to create the content in the web browser. But you're going to need some web page scripting skills, database setup, backup and restore, cloud setup, things like Kubernetes to orchestrate it, security admin, and so on. If you're a small company, probably you're not going to try and learn all these things yourself. You're going to hire people like a designer, a front-end UX guy or girl, back-end scripter, database admins, cloud admins, security people, and so on. If you're a corporation or a government, you really need to start talking. The eventual owners of this thing are going to talk to their manager, who's going to talk to the CIO, who's going to talk to the CFO, who's going to talk to the CIO, who's going to talk to the IT consultants, who are going to talk to the app owners. It's just a lot of talking. In fact, you definitely, if you want to create a web application, you probably definitely want to be an individual or a small company, not somebody working in a corporate or government department. That's actually the worst situation. So this is the future Internet Computer Protocol times AI paradigm. And instead of all of that, you instruct AI, and then the apps that you want materialize on ICP. So to create an app, you will describe the app that you want to the AI. And the AI will just give you a URL. And you can open the URL in your web browser and there's your app. And you can start using it. And no doubt you'll find things that you want to improve, change. So step 3, you describe to the AI how you want to improve the app. Step 4, you refresh the app's URL that it gave you in the first place, and you'll see the changes to your app. You jump back to 3. Keep on going like that. Just tell the AI what you want to change, how you want to improve it. And this will work with applications, enterprise systems, for example, that are running in production, because there are technologies that make it possible for the AI, firstly, to describe these web applications in a very abstract form and just update them by uploading the code. And there are technological features that prevent data being lost as the AI evolves them. And this will reduce the time, risk, and money involved in creating web applications by orders of magnitude. Essentially making everyone a developer. If you can speak, it works. Funnily enough, earlier today, we did a demo to somebody, and the demo involved speaking in Spanish. Works in any language. If you can speak, you're a developer. You can create stuff. And it takes you minutes, whereas it would take skilled developers days. So AI can ship next-generation web apps using Internet Computer Protocol. The science is complex, but the implication and utility is obvious and straightforward. And these applications that AI can ship, it can be CRM, ERP, CMS, all of the kind of applications that you need in an enterprise environment. If you're an entrepreneur, it can be social media, it can be games, it can be sharing economy, e-commerce, even AI. Like AI is going to be able to, can't quite do it yet, but it's on the roadmap, it's going to be able to instantiate new AI. So you can talk to the AI and say, I would like an enterprise application that does X, Y, Z, here's the description, and oh, by the way, can you embed Llama 3 inside for me? You wait a few minutes and there you have it. So this is a real revolution that's going to completely change the IT paradigm, right? Because, for example, today, if you might be a government, you might want to just run some wizards to collect some immigration information and for a visa application and run a workflow to process that visa application. And so you might, creating a web app's like complicated, right? You know about the internal politics and how long it's going to take. So instead you sign up for Salesforce or something like that, CRM provider in the cloud, get yourself a certified consultant and you build all this stuff. And then you're stuck paying these big subscription fees forever, and your data is now stuck inside the Salesforce service. But in the future, you're going to talk to the AI and you're going to get the service that you want built very quickly. The service is going to be immune to cyber attacks, so you don't have to worry about cybersecurity anymore. It's going to be sovereign because the AI wrote that code for you. So it's not somebody else's platform that you're customizing. Instead, it's your platform. You own the code. And if you're running it on the Internet Computer, all that data is sovereign. If you're running it on a UTOPIA cloud, obviously that can be sovereign too. And it'll be unstoppable, never crash, and absolutely turbocharge your productivity. So if you've ever been involved in enterprise software and enterprise IT or government software and so on, you'll know this kind of thing can cost millions and millions of dollars. It'll be the biggest time suck. But the new paradigm is going to be very different. Like, people are going to be able to get what they want very, very quickly at a tiny fraction of the cost. And when they create this thing just by talking, just by talking, it's also going to be immune to cyber attack, unstoppable, and sovereign. So that's it from me.